Hello students, today we will discuss very important topic which is viruses, viroids, prions. Along with this, we will discuss some other important topics of the related terms. These topics or these terms usually confuse us. So let's discuss them one by one. First thing, it is virology. What is this? Study of virology. Study of viruses, their structure, their how they are they acts as a pathogenic or they becomes pathogenic for us. So what is this? Study of viruses. There are all aspects we discuss in this term. So at first we'll discuss what is the virus. It is very important to know about this because the viruses are the connecting link between the living and non-living. We'll see why they are also known as this. First thing, the discovery of viruses was, or the viruses were discovered by the D. Ivanovsky. He was a Dmitry Ivanovsky in 1892. And where he discovered this in tobacco plant. So let's see the historical background of its discovery. It is very important to know. There was the one scientist, Benjerick. What he did, he took the tobacco plant leaf. This leaf was disease, and which disease was there? It was mosaic disease. The scientist was he was Bazarnik. Okay, what he did, he took the extract of this disease leaf and filtered it with the bacteria proof filter. Okay, but what did he find? That in that filtrate have the potential to cause disease, or it caused disease in the healthy leaves. Okay, so for this, what did he find? By this he concluded that there are some agent or the disease causing agent which are smaller than bacteria. Because of this they can get filtered. Okay, then he also, from this he concluded, if they can cause the disease here, means these are infectious fluid. And for this he gave a particular term that was known as contagium e fluidum, means the fluid which is infectious or which is poisonous. Okay, one more thing, the term virus, it was given by Pasteur. Why he gave this term? Because the virus means the poison or venom. Clear? So you can see what was the by the three name we got: the Pasteur who gave the term virus, Ivanovsky who discovered viruses in 1892, then in 1898 Bazarnik, he worked on the tobacco mosaic plant. He get extract of the leaf or disease leaf and filtered it, and he find that this filtered is also contagious or it is infectious fluid. And then a very important term comes in this picture. It is Stanley, who was the first to crystallize the viruses. He was first to crystallize the viruses. And he also find that the major portion or mainly the virus crystal is made up of protein. So it was the, so he, you can just get that this is mainly made up of protein. For this he got Nobel Prize. So there are the some names in this history of viruses which is very important: Pasteur, Ivan Voski, Besering, Stanley. So it was about the discovery of the viruses. So now let's see what is the structure of the viruses, or what are the important morphology, size, shape, morphology, structure, everything. If we discuss, these are highly variable to the with the viruses. Their habitat, we, as we have got that the Stanley was the first who crystallized the virus, and that virus was TMV. So you can just see the whole study was started with this TMV, tobacco mosaic virus. So let's see its size. Size usually it varies from 0.02 micrometer to 0.3 micrometer. Okay. Now its structure, it is very important to know. What is viruses? If we discuss it at the biochemical level, they are nothing, just the nucleic material or nucleoprotein, in short we can say. Okay, how the nuclear material which can be either RNA or DNA. Clear? Nucleic material, or we can also call them genetic material. This whole nucleic material, if we are just, and it is the area of the nucleic material, then this whole nucleic material is having enveloped with a particular structure which is made up of protein. Okay, so you can just say it is your nucleic material and it is protein. Okay, so let's see one by one. Nucleic material, this can be RNA or DNA. Keep in mind, both DNA and RNA can't be present in a virus. Either RNA or DNA will be present. Okay, now this RNA and DNA can be of two types: single stranded DNA or double stranded DNA. In same way, the single stranded RNA and the double stranded RNA. Clear? And in same way, now let's see the protein structure, means the outer covering of protein. This whole protein covering is known as capsid. Capsid is made up of a particular protein that is known as capsin, and one unit of this capsid is known as capsomere. They arranged either in helical form or in icosahedral form. Means 20 icosahedral, having the 20 faces which used to be triangular, and the 12 vertices. It is very important to know that these morphologically, or the structure of protein, you will find only in these two forms, which is helical or icosahedral, and these icosahedral having the 20 faces. It is very important to know. Then, as we had discussed, the nucleic material can be of RNA or DNA. These DNA can be single stranded or double stranded, and these RNA can be single stranded, double stranded, and these nucleic material can be circular or linear, which we will discuss in our next classes. Now, as per their host. According to the host, the viruses are having different name. For example, if they infect plant, then it is known as phytophages. Okay. If they infect animal, then they are known as zoophages or zoophages. Okay. If they infect bacteria, then they known as bacteriophages. Then if they infect blue-green algae, then they are known as cyanophages. If they infect fungi, then they are known as mycophages. So it was one more thing. Usually the plant viruses are single-stranded RNA virus. It is very important. These are the plant viruses or the phytophages. And in case of the animal, they can be either double-stranded RNA or single-stranded RNA also. Then they can be double-stranded DNA, or in some cases means you will find each and every strand. Okay, in case of the animal. And a very important thing about the bacteriophage, you will find double-stranded RNA, bacteriophages. Okay, so it was all about the new viruses, their structure and their host. Now, along with this, we get some other important terms. So let's discuss them one by one. One important term, it is virions. So we had discussed the virions. Now our next term, it is virions. It is, let me write this one. So it is virions. Okay, what is this? The fully assembled virus. Okay, fully assembled virus is known as virions. What is the function of this? They can infect the host cell. How they will infect the host cell? They get or inject their nucleic material inside host cell. Okay. Now some important terms about virus. So it was the virions. So don't confuse with the viruses and the virions. Now one more thing, viruses are known as, some important characteristic about the viruses, they are known as the obligate intracellular parasite. Why? Obligate means 100%, means they can be active or they can live only within the host cell. Okay, means if they are inside host cell only, then they act as a living organism as they reproduce. How? Reproduce. Actually, in the viruses, there is only two things, nucleic material and protein code present. Okay, but they need other enzymes. So when they enter inside the host cell, they use their machinery, or you can say they hack the whole machinery and start replicating by using their protein, amino acid, enzymes, etc. So in the living organism, they reproduce themselves. Okay, then the intracellular, because they or they infect inside the cell. Parasite. Due to these viruses, there is a relationship plus minus, means the viruses get benefited and the host is always get harmed by these viruses. So it is a parasite. So it was all about why they are known as the obligate parasite. Now here we can get one more thing. Because of this, they are known as the connecting link between living and non-living, because inside the living organism they act as a living, they can reproduce, but outside they are just like crystal, they are just like the non-living. So they are the connecting link between the living and non-living. Now from this one thing we also get, because of this unique characteristic, they are neither living, they are not non-living, they did not get any place in the 5 kingdom classification system. Did not find place in Whitaker's 5 kingdom classification system. Okay. So one more thing, we had discussed about the viruses having the protein coat which is made up of capsid protein. Sometime viruses along with nucleic material they have, protein coat they have, along with the protein coat they also have one particular type of envelope. Okay, those viruses are known as viruses having the envelope known as the enveloped viruses. Okay, and these envelopes are made up of glycoprotein. Sometime these glycoproteins have spike-like projections. And these spike-like projection help them to insert their nucleic material inside the host cell very easily, and these spike-like projection are known as peplomers. What it is known as? Peplomers. Clear? So many terms we are getting one by one. Obligate parasite, here we got the enveloped virus. Viruses without envelope are known as the naked viruses, and with envelope are known as the enveloped viruses. These envelopes may have some spike-like projection. They help them to attach or adhere with the host cell very easily, and it may make them easy to enter there or to inject their nucleic material inside the host cell. These projections are known as the peplomers. That is also a new term for us. Then virions, I have told you the fully assembled virus is known as your virions. They have the potential to infect any host cell. So it was all about the viruses. Now let's discuss our next term, which is viroids. There are so many things to tell about viruses, but at the level of this introduction or comparative study, it is sufficient for you. So what is this viroids? Viroids. If any RNA particle, okay, without any protein coat, means smaller than viruses, first thing. Okay, any RNA particle which can infect or infectious RNA particle, it is known as viroids. Where we had discovered this viroids? They were discovered by Theodor Otto Diener. in 1971. Okay. What he discovered that there are RNA without protein coat, means the naked RNA. Okay, naked RNA, and they used to be circular single stranded RNA, which are infectious, and he find them in a plant which was a potato, and that disease he called the PSTV. What is this? Potato spindle tuber virus. Okay, and then he find the term viroids in them. They are, as they are naked, they don't have the protein cap, they are not encapsulated, so they are called they are smaller than the viruses. And so many diseases were found by the viroids. Mainly these are the plant disease by viroids. We find one more important in coconut. The disease is cadeng. In same way, there is one more disease in plant, which is in tomato also. But an important thing that in case of the animal, mostly they cause the plant disease, but there is one exception in animal. The disease caused by viroids is hepatitis D. This is the important thing to know. So it was about the viroids. Now let's get the one more term. What is the plague? PLAQUE. When we do culture of bacteria and bacteriophage, okay, then the clear spot formed by bacteriophage means the virus which affect the bacteria, and bacteria, that particular host which is your bacteria. That clear spot formed by this is known as your plaque. Okay, so it was our next term, virus. So what we have got? Viruses, then viroids, then plague, then and as well as the virions. Then the one more term which is also very important, virusoids. Let me erase so that I can make it more clear. The next term, it is virusoid. These are the satellite RNA, or satellite, not only the RNA, these are the satellite nucleic acid, I should say. So virusoids. What is this? Satellite nucleic acid. First thing, they are functional only when there is helper virus present in the host cell. Okay, they can replicate only when, although they replicate independently, the helper virus will replicate independently, as well as the virusoid will replicate itself, but it need the helper virus. So how we can present it? It is your virusoid, which is satellite nucleic acid. When, if it is, I am presenting this in this form, it is your helper virus, if I am presenting this in this. They both insert in the host cell, then and then only then these virusoids will get replicated. Otherwise, if there is no helper virus, it will not able to replicate. So it was about the virusoid. Then the last and very important term, it is prions. What is this prions? The infecting protein particles. Okay, so the last, it is prions. What is this? It was discovered by the prisoner. First thing, for this he got a Nobel Prize also, and it was first discovered in the disease, it caused a kuru, and in animal, it was in animal, and it was in human being. And one more very common disease, it is mad cow disease. Mad cow disease. What is this prion? What the prions actually do? I am saying that kuru in the human being. It actually, prions actually alter the normal protein. It changes the normal protein into abnormal. Okay, and we will not even get how it is doing this. And what will be the effect of this is actually, it will cause it is very important, which I am saying, neurodegenerative disease. Means it will disturb our nerves, or the nervous system will get disturbed. Even the Alzheimer's disease is somewhat associated with this prions. Okay, one more thing, all the disease caused by this virus, they are highly fatal. Why? Because they cause this neurodegenerative disease. Okay, they are also the collectively, the disease caused by prions is known as spongiform encephalopathy. Why? Encephalo means the related with the brain. So it caused disease related with the brain, and these disease used to be highly fatal, like fatal femina you will find. So there are so many disease by the prions which are neurodegenerative and mainly occur in the animals, as we have seen in case of the viroids, which usually affect the plant, but the prions affect the animals. So what does it was all about? One more thing I did not write here. These are the infectious protein, or the disease causing protein. So it was about the terms viruses, virions, virusoids, viroids, prions. Now one more important thing, interferon. These are the low molecular weight substances. Let me write interferon. These are low molecular weight substances which are produced by the animal or organism against the infection of viruses, and they inhibit the growth of viruses with the help of these interferons. So it was our, you can say, the protective mechanism used by living organism from the viruses. These interferon were discovered by Isaac and Lindenman in 1975. What they find actually, these are the glycoprotein released by animals Why it is released? Against infection of viruses. And what they do? They inhibit growth of viruses. Okay, so it was all about the interferon. One more term, it is oncogenic virus. Oncogenic virus. Wherever you will see the term onco means the tumor or the cancer, genic means the producing. So those viruses which produce cancer or the cancer causing viruses. What is this? Cancer causing viruses are known as oncogenic virus. And the last term, it is cryptogram. Cryptogram. What is this? It is the symbolic representation of different viruses related with their special characteristics. So it is a symbolic representation of characteristic of viruses. So if we make the chart in our mind, so we got the term viruses having nucleic material and protein coat. Virions, these are the fully assembled viruses. Then plague, it is the bacteriophage plus bacteria having the clear spot, so that we can just identify this. Then viroids are what? These are the infecting RNA particles. These are the single stranded circular RNA, mostly cause disease in the plants. Then the virusoid, these are the satellite nucleic material. And at last we got the prions. It is also very important, which cause the fatal neurodegenerative diseases, first discovered in the disease Kuru by the Prusner, and he got Nobel Prize for this. And the disease, collectively disease caused by the prions, is known as spongiform encephalopathy, because it usually affect the nervous system. And then there are some other important terms, the interferon, which is the glycoprotein, low molecular weight glycoproteins generated by or produced by the organism against the infection of viruses. Then the oncogenic viruses, the viruses which cause cancer. And at last the cryptograms, it is a symbolic representation having the characteristic of the various viruses. I hope this whole class will help you to get information associated with the virology, and with the hope that it will prove to be very contentful and informative. Thank you very much.